Alright guys, Stromedy just uploaded. It's insane. Behind the scenes, you wouldn't believe what happens and what didn't happen. Nonetheless, let's jump right into it. But first, let's drop 5,000 likes for YouTube's fastest news network. And if you haven't followed me already on Instagram and Twitter, at RealGodOfCringe, go ahead and do that. And the fact of the matter is, guys, if you're not subscribed with that bell rung, then you are not up to date. Now let's jump right into it. Alright guys, now Stromedy just uploaded that, hey, if you see this clown inside your house, you better get out and run. So this video starts out, of course, by him saying, guys, you wouldn't believe it. I'm sure, as you always think, this guy's got something crazy going on in his neighborhood, something crazy going on in his house every single day. Well, you wouldn't believe it, Stromedy Squad. Well, there's something crazy happening again. And then he jumps into the video by basically talking to his buddies who also live in the house, and everyone's saying, we keep hearing footsteps above us, in the walls, beneath us, everywhere. There's people, I think, living in our walls, they're saying. So Stromedy takes us into a room where he shows us, or he points the camera at the ceiling, and he hears sounds of people stepping and stomping above him. They then go to a vent, a floor beneath. They stick their camera in a hole, and they listen to foot sounds of people stepping around, which they can easily add in the editing of the video, which of course is how they added the footstep noises. And then, as they're all surrounding around this vent, they freak out and they go, whoa, and they shake the camera, even though literally nothing happens in the video. So I thought that was kind of funny. How they shook the camera and pretended like something jumped out at him, even though it didn't. And then Stromedy says, well, I think I should pour some flour all around the house so we can get this person or whoever's living in our walls to step on this flour and walk around so we can find their trails and their footsteps. Because the fridge door was open one night, so I believe it was the person that was living in the walls. So if they're going off and going into our fridge and whatnot in the middle of the night, when we wake up, sure enough, we'll see their footsteps. Well, first of all, if anybody's living in the walls or anywhere in your home and is coming out in the middle of the night, first thing they're going to do is step right over the flour. But instead, when they've gone to the flour once they've woken up and they point the camera at the flour, you see footsteps. Literally bare feet footsteps on the flour, side by side. If someone's walking, they would be at an angle. The feet wouldn't be right beside each other, but they had to get the feet in that little circle of flour, and that's why, of course, when they staged it and had their buddy do it, they thought footsteps or footprints looked better for some reason. So then they fast forward to 4 a.m. Their buddy says, hey, I think something happened. I see footsteps in the flour. He goes and wakes up Stromedy. Of course, first thing Stromedy does is, Kyle Godfrey, throw on a Prime Capital shirt because he's got to rep that merch. And then he flips it around. He says, I've got it on backwards. They check out the flour and how it's been stepped in. And then they think, you know what? I think maybe the sounds from above us, below us, and in the walls are maybe coming from our attic. Let's fly the drone up into the attic, which is near impossible, but I guess they managed to do it, and see what's there. So they fly the drone up into the attic, but before they do this, they actually set up cameras around the house so they could catch whoever's walking through the home in the middle of the night to see. And they see a clown on camera. Of course, the clown has shoes on. He's not barefooted, even though there were bare feet in the flour. They also went downstairs and saw that he got back into the fridge and had food all over the floor. But it's kind of funny because on the footage, even though it shows the clown going into the fridge and throwing stuff all over the floor, it's bad continuity because the eggs are sitting there perfectly, and on the surveillance camera showing the clown going into the fridge, he just tosses everything out, and eggs do not land perfectly like they were when they got up close to the eggs and everything at 4 a.m. So, not so good with the continuity. Of course, it is another character with a mask on, so of course you know it's one of Kyle Godfrey's friends. He then, of course, flies his drone into the attic, where the clown jumps out, grabs the camera. Of course, in editing, they made the camera go fuzzy, because if anybody grabbing a drone actually makes a camera go fuzzy, then they've definitely broken it, and we all know it wasn't broken. Kyle then says, "Oh my golly, what about my camera?" And then everyone else is like, "There's a person living in our house." Because, of course, if it was real, that would be Kyle's number one concern, is his safety and everything like that. Instead of just having his friend dress up like a clown and then worrying about his drone more than his safety. Because, of course, then he sticks a camera up there, and he goes up there again in the attic just to prove that he's not scared. It's just his buddy dressed up like a clown. So I thought that was pretty funny. And then out of nowhere, the clown disappears and somehow escaped out of the attic and is running through the neighborhood. They get him on camera, even though there's literally no way for him to escape out of the attic, even though they show a little circular area on the roof where they say he could have gotten out. But of course, there's no way he could have gotten out there. It's just a vent. Maybe he could stick his finger through it, but that's about it. And then if he could get out of it, he would have fallen to his doom on the ground, very, very far fall. And he couldn't get down there very easily unless he was a parkour master. Nonetheless, guys, let me know what you think of Stromedy's latest video down below. As always, if you're not subscribed with that bell rung, then you are not up to date. And if you haven't followed me already on Instagram and Twitter at RealGodOfCringe, go ahead and do that. And thank you so much for watching.